Hey guys, welcome to this video. In this one, I'm just going to run over the dollar against the yen, the USDJPY ticker on TradingView. We've seen so much with this. As many of you will be fully aware, I spoke previously in various videos about shorting at highs and why it's a good idea. You will notice, if you scroll back to my videos I did on your yens, I said about shorting, and I did it because I knew very well that if people are willing to short up here, or the larger money market specifically, then just perhaps it might make sense if they reshort at the same area again. Okay, and that's because the price is preferred. Okay, and what I mean by that is essentially it's the best point for people to liquidate their assets. If they've held it long, okay, and they've held it long for a considerable period of time, throughout all of these dips, every single drop back ends in continued up move. There's got to be a point, there has to be an ultimatum to this where they stop and they say, okay, well, this has gone a little bit too far and we would rather be short. And that's exactly what you saw. Now, we've got CPI data coming up, consumer price index for food and energy, month-to-month November, year-on-year November, and you've got your standard consumer price index, month-to-month November, year-on-year November again. Your month-to-month reading is a 0.1% consensus, and your year-on-year is 3.1. Okay, so they're expecting inflation to get better, more or less. Of course, that's going to affect interest rates and everything like that, because of course, if you've then got lower inflation, there's a lesser need to raise rates. People don't want to invest their money so much because it won't get as good of a return. That's why you saw a fall as you had the rhetoric from the Bank of Japan regarding an end to negative policy rate. They said they wouldn't do it immediately, but they said they may consider ending it. That is what causes these big falls. Now, you can see clearly, and as I mentioned last night and this morning, about reshorting. You'll know if you go on my profile now in my streams, I said to short here. I said that yesterday on my stream, I believe. And you're now starting to pull down, just like you would have if you shorted up here and there. Okay, so there's various points where you find an available short entry, and it's the same as if you were buying on your way up here. It's always going to be the case that if you want a preferable entry for shorts, you're going to have to do it when something rises in value, not when it's fallen already, but when it re-rises. Because if you start shorting lows, you'll get caught at a point like this. When it dropped to the 200 MA very conveniently. It was a very key tech level. And if you were someone who then said, you know what, I want to short this low because everyone's panicking, I'm going to short into the panic, you'll find that the rejection just absolutely screws you. So if you did have it short, it may be ideal, and I've done this myself, it may be ideal to consider locking in gains because you are touching on minor support. You may find a near-term bounce. Stochastic oscillator is low. I don't think that holds much weight, but this overall looks weak to me. And if you go back to your higher time frames, although that was the 2 hour, I never really use it, to be honest, you can see that you've got a strong red candle pulling down. If you go on your weekly, that looks incredibly weak to me, doesn't it? Does that really look like something that is pushing rash up to the upside, just like you had here? Not really, okay? Yes, you do have a similar candle here, okay? But nonetheless, whether it goes through or not on the next one, really it's your job to infer what the buying power is like. And considering, what we've had lately in terms of market sentiment, a changed attitude from the Bank of Japan, one may infer that this may continue down. Now, nonetheless, whether that happens or not, I will close out in gains, as will my members, because they took it short within that newfound downtrend. Anything higher, nearer these earlier key MAs, and I will continue to look short. My job is to short within up moves for impending falls down and just trade in a controlled way. So you've got various levels of higher resistance near a 149. You've had early resistance where you've had a successful short entry. And I wouldn't be shocked entirely, to be honest, if you ultimately do get lower. I've said about that for absolutely ages. Before I, called it short up there, I said that you're going to get this crumbling. Okay, you will get something similar. I mean, you had a staircase movement, if you like this. So the chances are you're going to get a similar thing down. You know, it's not just going to go like that. It's going to go like that. Okay. And it's just because it has to break each level of support on the way down. Okay. Just like it did in reflection of this. Okay. The same thing occurs again, and all the same areas are hit, and that is why price action is so important. So thanks for watching, guys. My bias remains overall short, lightly, locking in gains. Thanks for watching. Stay up to date. Free trainings underneath. I will see you in the next video. See you there.